Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. I, who have been sleeping for thousands of years, have been exposed live. Ye Tian has lived for billions of years. He has seen prehistoric crocodiles and extinct dinosaurs. Dayu controlled the flood, and Ye Tian stood beside him. King Wu conquered Zhou, and Ye Tian watched as Wen Zhong was burned to death. He appeared in this world for the last time, 20 years ago. That time, he casually suggested a few young people and fell into a deep sleep. And when he woke up again, but unexpectedly discovered that, my own residence has become the filming location for Shark Live outdoor programs. Daixiaomei. Grandpa, can we shoot at your home? Ye Tian, who was in a good mood, said, no problem, but you have to take care of my daily life. So, Sao Zhu became a chef, Zhi Xun became a woodcutter. The Shark Live streaming platform has become different from before. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. My home becomes a live room. 1. Seeking freshness. You are listening at novel.Audio. The hinterland of Xiangxi. The hazy distant mountains are shrouded in a layer of light veil. Without the hustle and bustle of the city, without the bustling traffic of the city, the beautiful countryside appears peaceful and clean. At the far foot of the mountain, there is a small wooden house. The stream in front of me makes a clear and bottomless sound of flowing water. In front and behind the house, flowers adorn the branches, fruit trees fragrance, full and tempting. This is a place that people yearn for. And today, a group of guests from Shark Live have arrived here to shoot the 5th season of Shark Anchor's outdoor tour. Director, that's it here. The village chief in charge of leading the way led a group of people to the front of the wooden house. This is the longest wooden house in the village's history. The village chief introduced, it has a history of over 100 years. Is it really fake? The silly girl looked surprised, completely unaware that this seemingly inconspicuous wooden house had so many years of history. It is rumored that our village ancestors were disciples of the heavenly master Zhang Daoling. This is a treasure trove of feng shui, and my grandfather's youngest uncle once begged for immortality here. What? The members of the production team looked bewildered. Even the knowledgeable Piggy and Shubao never expected such a legend to exist. Asking for immortality. Feng Shui treasure land. Daixiaomei and Zhixun don't know what to say anymore. The statement of the village chief uncle goes completely beyond their understanding. I'm not sure, when I was born, my grandfather had been missing for a long time, but the villagers said that when the Easterners came to kill him, my grandfather appeared once and killed a whole team of Easterners. The village chief, who is over 50 years old, slowly tells stories he has heard. A group of people were leisurely fascinated. Not to mention whether asking for immortality is true or false. The act of that ancestor alone killing the entire group of Japanese soldiers is truly admirable. Village chief, since this is the old master's former residence, isn't it suitable for us to live here? The director hesitated and asked. It's okay, it's okay. The village chief waved his hand with a smile and said, grandfather hasn't appeared for decades. He's also idle here. You can take pictures of him. He has said so, so the production team naturally has no objections. And everyone also feels that, shooting in this place is very commemorative. Sao Zhu and Su Bao specifically combined to introduce the situation here in the program. Because it's a pilot film. And it's still live streaming. So after everyone had prepared a bit, they officially started filming. At this moment, in the public live broadcast room of the Shark platform, there are already over 3 million viewers waiting for the live broadcast of the program. It's not easy, I've been waiting for a whole year. I'll take a break, the scenery here is so beautiful. Yeah, every time I watch this program, I feel like I'm traveling. I heard it was filmed in Xiangxi this year. It would be great if our Nan Boer could participate in this program. Wang Yumeng, I want Wang Yumeng. You see, the silly girl is getting better and better. I really can tell from that cafeteria program a while ago that she has grown up. No, I think Zhixun has become more mature. He's playing games better and better now. While everyone was discussing, Shubao's figure appeared in front of the camera. Audience friends, this is our residence for the 5th season of Shark Anchor's Outdoor Tour. Accompanied by his words. The wooden house appeared in front of everyone. Sleeping trough. This is too shabby, isn't it? I fainted. What kind of shabby house is this? It feels like no one has lived in a long time. Is the production team planning to reminisce about hard work and sweet memories? That's too much, abusing our silly little girl. They are all old viewers who have watched the 4 seasons before. Compared to the environment, the scenery around here is not bad. But from the perspective of its own environment, it's really incomparable to the previous seasons. Even compared to the first season, it is slightly inferior. In theory, why is this production team so stingy now that they don't lack sponsors? Seems to see the audience's roast on the screen. Shubao's voice rang out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't underestimate this residence. Although it may be a bit dilapidated, it has a history of over 100 years. Moreover, there was once a hero from the anti-Japanese war who lived here. What? The audience was all stunned. They really didn't expect it. This house actually has historical significance. Next up. Su Bao spoke up and said, after consulting with the elderly and village chief here, we learned that 80 years ago, this place was invaded by Japanese invaders. At that time, the situation was that the entire village was about to die. At this moment, a Taoist stood up. He alone killed a whole team of Japanese soldiers and bought time for the entire village to evacuate. Later on, this Taoist priest went to the county town again and reportedly killed the commander of the aggressors and several traders in the county town. However, he never appeared again since then. And this house has also been preserved by the villagers, added the Sao Zhu on the side. Upon hearing their words, the barrage in the live broadcast room exploded instantly. Sleeping slot. Is it really fake? A former residence of an anti-Japanese hero. Well, I can only say the place where the hero once lived. After all, this place is too dilapidated. Sure enough, I knew there must have been such an expert back then. Cowardly. Kill a team of devils alone. Tearful eyes, I feel like I've sacrificed myself. Unknown hero, really an unknown hero. Master and senior brother went down the mountain to kill the devils and never came back. The emotions of the audience were instantly ignited. Originally, everyone thought that this house was too dilapidated. But now, looking at this old house, everyone suddenly felt. This place has so much historical significance. And at this moment, a surprised voice. It rings not far away. Who are you and why are you at my house? P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Ancestor, it's really you. 2. Find. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Who are you and why are you at my house? Behind Sao Zhu and Su Bao, an old man with gray hair asked with a surprised expression on his face. Lying trough. The entire audience in the live broadcast room was stunned. Because they didn't see it, how did the old man appear behind Su Bao and Sao Zhu? Nima. Damn it, in broad daylight. The entire barrage exploded. What's going on? Who saw how he just appeared? Why does this old man look like that extraordinary expert? Yes, there is a feeling of immortality and integrity. No, the key is, how did he come out? Just now, even though I didn't see him, I stood behind Shubao in the blink of an eye. Too fast. I didn't see it clearly. The audience in the live broadcast room didn't see clearly. On the program team side, I'm also confused. Because in front of them, a person wearing a black Zhongshan suit with white beard and hair was standing at the camera, looking at them with a puzzled expression. "Grandpa, you said, is this your home?" At this point, the silly girl suddenly remembered what he had just said and quickly asked. "That's right." The old man nodded and said, "This is my home. My name is Ye Tian." The audience didn't feel much, but Sao Zhu and Su Bao, along with the director off camera, turned pale. Ye Tian. Ye Tian. The old village chief once said before that his uncle, the hero who killed a group of aggressors alone, was called Ye Tian. "That, old man, please sit down first. We'll go invite the village chief uncle." The director dared not neglect, quickly send someone to invite the village chief over. Ye Tian didn't hesitate to find a chair and sit down on his own. Because it was a live broadcast, something like this happened. The production team dared not turn off the camera, so they had to leave it on. Sao Zhu and Su Bao exchanged a glance. The two of them simply carried chairs and brought Zhixun and Daixiaomei to Ye Tian's side. "Old man, how many years have you been away from home?" The coquettish pig asked curiously. "Yeah, do you still remember the past?" Shubao also asked curiously. Taking a glance at Sao Zhu and Su Bao, Ye Tian smiled and said, "I can't remember clearly." This Nima. The two of them were immediately speechless. The cliches have failed. I originally wanted to use casual conversation to fit the old man's words. After all, in these days, everyone has it. What if it's a scammer? Unexpectedly, they don't even eat this kind of thing. At this point, a group of people hurriedly walked into the mushroom house. The village chief took the lead, and behind him were several elderly people. "Who dares to impersonate my grandfather?" The village chief shouted angrily. "Just now at home, I was talking to several elders in my clan about something." As a result, the staff of the program suddenly broke in and said that the owner of the wooden house, who claimed to be an old man named Ye Tian, had appeared. I infuriated them at that time. Are there still people impersonating other ancestors these days? This grandfather is alive, at least 120 years old. How could that be? So a group of people came over in a fierce manner. Watch this scene. The director's face turned green from behind. This Nima. The first live broadcast was like this. How can the program continue? But the problem is, millions of people are watching online now, and we can't just turn off the camera. That's really a big deal. We can only let all of this continue to develop. And in front of the camera, facing those old men, Ye Tian sat calmly and composed. After glancing at a few old men, he calmly said, "Ye Kaishan, when you were a child, you had a year of ancestral worship in your clan. You and your second uncle Ye Dahu went to the county to buy wine, but on the way back, you too stole a jar of wine. The whole village searched for 3 hours, and finally found you two in the woods. Your mother carried you home. Later, you woke up and knelt in front of your grandfather's tablet for 10 hours. Do you remember? Ye Kaiyuan, when you were a child, you had a fight with Li Ergu from the neighboring village. The two of them wiped their faces with feces, and your father wanted to break your leg. It was your grandmother who begged you to kneel for an hour, remember?" What? Everyone was confused. What is this saying? The next moment, they saw among the several old men who followed the village chief in, the two oldest people, kneel down with a pop. "Uncle. It's really you. My goodness, Grandpa, you're really alive." Two nearly 90-year-old men knelt down and started crying. What Ye Tian said, it's all embarrassing things from their childhood. This kind of thing, no one remembers except for the elders and myself. And the two of them, he is already the oldest elderly person in Taoyuan village. No one knows their past at all. But now. But he was exposed by the person in front of him. He is naturally the ancestor who has been missing for many years. The village chief was stunned. The director was stunned. Sao Zhu, Su Bao, Zhi Xun, and Daixiaomei were also stunned. Millions of viewers in the live broadcast room, everyone was stunned. This Nima. This old man actually lived for over 100 years. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Netizens are all dumbfounded. 3. Find from. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ye Tian is certainly not a person who has lived for over 100 years. He's been a long time, it's been so long that I don't even remember how old I am. Once upon a time. He has seen dinosaurs and prehistoric crocodiles. When Dayu was controlling the floods, he was watching a play next to him. King Wu conquered Zhou and witnessed Wen Zhong being burned to death with his own eyes. Even when I left Hanggu Pass in the west, he was the last one to talk to me. But as the earth's spiritual energy becomes thinner and thinner, Ye Tian discovered. I need to sleep soundly from time to time and absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. In the past 1,000 years, he basically sleeps for decades, then wakes up and travels around. Here in Taoyuan village. 200 years ago, he occasionally passed by and found that the feng shui here was good, so he stayed in seclusion for a while. The ancestors of the Ye family were orphans saved by themselves. When rising in the first year of junior high school, he accepted the other person as a named disciple. As for why these people think he is from the Ye family, that's because after Ye Tian used magic to kill all those devils, he modified the memories of those people in Ye family village. In fact, it was when he woke up from his slumber and found that Yejia village was about to be slaughtered by a group of aggressors. Then use magic to destroy that group of people. Subsequently, the memories of dozens of people in Yejia village were modified. Just leave here. As for why no aggressors came to seek revenge later on, the reason is actually quite simple. Because not long after, this side was liberated. At this moment, in the Shark's live broadcast room, the barrage has gone crazy. Oh my goodness. Isn't this a script? It doesn't feel very similar. It seems like there's no need to create a script for Shark live streaming. Yeah, look at the current situation, those old men are crying too realistically. Oh my goodness, is he the legendary anti-Japanese hero? It seems so. No wonder they are so skilled. Sleeping slot. That's amazing. The audience in the live broadcast room were excited. The people on site were also excited. The director is even more eye-catching. Quickly give instructions to Sao Zhu and Su Bao in the ear. Anyway. Let this hero Yi allow the program to be filmed at his home. This Nima is a huge gimmick. In the 5th season of Shark Anchor's outdoor tour, I lived under the same roof as an old anti-Japanese hero. TSK. The director is already imagining what it feels like to dominate the hot search rankings. Sao Zhu and teacher He naturally understood his meaning. The two of them exchanged a glance, nodding coincidentally. Then, they looked at the silly little girl. Adai, go ask that old man if we can stay and shoot. Sao Zhu walked up to Daixiaomei and whispered softly. Stupid little girl was taken aback. Then I suddenly realized. After all, he is the main owner of this house. I thought the host was not around, so the production team could naturally use this place as a filming location. Now they have returned. You can't occupy a magpie's nest, can you? Think of this. The little girl walked up to Ye Tian and said cautiously, "Grandpa, I want to ask if it's possible for us to stay here for a while." "Don't worry, we won't disturb your life." "How can we do that?" "Our ancestors have returned, you." The village chief, who had just recognized his ancestors, shook his head and was ready to refuse. What a joke. As a result, he didn't finish speaking. Ye Tian had already spoken. "No problem, but I don't really like the hustle and bustle. Except for you guys, don't get close to here." What he said, of course, it's the guests of Sao Zhu and Su Bao. And for others, it refers to the staff of the program team. The silly girl looked at the director upon hearing the words. The director gritted his teeth and said, "Okay, let's listen to the old hero. Anyway, the camera is installed, and the rest of it will be filmed using drones. Okay, the old man is reminiscing with these younger generations. You guys, let's tidy up this place first." Ye Tian smiled faintly and got up to leave the mushroom house with the elderly people in the village. Everyone looked at each other in confusion. "I always feel like something's wrong, but I can't say it." The audience in the live broadcast room were already laughing uncontrollably. "Ha ha ha, it feels like Baoga and his team have become the old man's workers." "Yes, it feels like a nanny. It's a bit like a chef, gardener, nanny. Food is cooked by someone, firewood is chopped by someone, and pets are kept." Nonsense, what kind of bad thoughts can the old man have? He just wants these younger generations to exercise more. The audience joked on the barrage. However, the production team dared not slack off and quickly began evacuating the staff, then installing cameras and drones. At the same time, Sao Zhu and others also began to tidy up this wooden house, which had been uninhabited for many years. And at this moment, they don't know. On the internet, I have already exploded due to this live broadcast. Shark Live Outdoor Season 5 is starting. Legendary anti-Japanese hero, resurrected from death. The centenary hero is still here today, and Shark Live exposes the hero's former residence. The top 3 trending topics on Weibo are all dominated by topics related to Shark Live streaming. And the netizens on Weibo are even hotly discussing this matter. Is it really fake? It seems true. Does anyone dare to fake such a big deal? 100-year-old anti-Japanese hero, one person killed a whole team of Japanese soldiers, lying down. Nyobi, Nyobi. I really want to see this. Yes, go take a look. Let's see if it's true or false. So, the program team of Shark Live suddenly discovered. In just 1 hour. Surprisingly, over 5 million viewers flooded into the live broadcast room. And, this number is still on the rise. Watching, we are about to exceed 10 million people watching online. And these people. There is only one requirement. We need to see the old hero. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets. Please give me a reward. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Is there lightness skill in this world? 4. Seeking freshness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Where is the old hero? The answer will be revealed soon. Ye Tian quickly returned to the old house. Of course. It was respectfully sent back by the village chief and uncle. Go back, if there's anything I can do, I'll have someone go to the village to call you. Ye Tian waved his hand. In terms of seniority, this is the village chief who is one of his own great-grandchildren and drives him back. There's no way. This is the only way, otherwise, according to the wishes of several elderly people, everyone surnamed Yi in the village should kowtow to his ancestor according to the rules. Ye Tian hates these formalities the most. I asked about the situation in the village and learned that the life in the village was pretty good, so I felt relieved. Old man, you have come back. Watching Ye Tian enter the door, Sao Zhu quickly leaned in. What's wrong? Ye Tian was somewhat surprised. Well, the news that you are still alive spread to the internet, and many netizens want to meet you. Well, you don't know about the internet. Sao Zhu patiently explained to Ye Tian. I know. Ye Tian glanced at Sao Zhu and said, although the old man hasn't been down the mountain for 20 years, he has also been to Shenzhen Zongguangkan back then. The pig suddenly became speechless. The audience in the live broadcast room burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, the old man is too funny. It's very hurt to have sex with a teacher. I'll just say, this old man looks like a cultured person at first glance. Nonsense, back then they were Taoists. As the saying goes, poor in literature and rich in martial arts, a Taoist who can practice martial arts is definitely wealthy and literate. This old man doesn't look like a person in his teens. Yeah, you see how clean he is organizing this. It's just that the beard is a bit long. A group of people were discussing there. The popularity of live streaming rooms has once again risen. On this side of the old house. After being scolded by the old man for a few words, the naughty pig didn't get angry either. This person is already over 100 years old. In terms of seniority, being their own great-grandfather is enough. Just say a few words. Well, Ancestor, we need to go get something. Are you waiting for us here? Shubao walked over and said. The house here has been cleaned up almost. The pergola for eating and the beds in the room have all been made. According to the shooting plan, they are going to bring over all the things that were used in the previous shooting. I'll go with you. After thinking for a moment, Ye Tian said. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with Shubao's title. People who have lived for 10,000 years, calling them ancestors is to give them face. The old man is going, others naturally have no objections. Of course. Before leaving. The director must have set some rules for filming this season. We used to borrow houses from our fellow villagers. This time, we are living with Mr. Yi, so we don't have to pay rent. Two things, didn't you see that warehouse before? If you want to exchange something for food and drink, then go plant trees. There are 3 pieces of land in total, each with a different difficulty level. Planting trees in different difficulty levels of land can result in different things that can be exchanged. Alright, that's all for now. It's getting late, so we won't delay you from getting your gifts. The director looked at everyone and said with a smile, your vehicle is parked on the river. Everyone was stunned. Do we need to row a boat? Asked the silly girl. The director nodded and said, yes. Draw it yourself. Zhixun asked in surprise. That's right. The director smiled. Everyone was stunned. Do you have a lot of luggage? Ye Tian asked in confusion. No, it's just a lot of souvenirs, Su Bao explained. Let's go, maybe we can exchange something for it. Ye Tian's words made everyone laugh. Don't say it yet. This old man is really quite humorous. The group quickly arrived at the riverbank. Where's the ship? Shubao asked curiously. Isn't that there? Sao Zhu pointed to a small boat path not far away. Looking at the obviously old broken ship, a few people were stunned. Don't talk about them. The audience in the live broadcast room were also dumbfounded. Sleeping slot. Is this production team too stingy? Did the director swallow all the advertising expenses for this season? I am truly convinced. This ship is also too broken. Silent. The production team is really a pit. To be honest, don't talk about the audience. Even Ye Tian couldn't bear to watch anymore. This ship is so dilapidated, these few people seem to have grown up in the city since childhood, let them row a boat. What a joke. Helplessly shaking his head, Ye Tian exerted force under his feet and rose into the air. The next moment, he has already appeared on that ship. Stand there steadily. And all of this, all were captured by drones. The entire barrage exploded. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards and support. 200 book coins for a reward and 1 change. 1,000 flowers and 1 watch. 500 evaluation votes plus 1 change. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Setting sail with one hand rowing. 5. Seeking flower comments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? Lying trough. Nima. What did I see? An old man over 100 years old flew up with a whoosh. He can fly. The pig and others were all dumbfounded. They only heard voices behind them. I instinctively turned back. But I found nothing. When he turned around again, Ye Tian was already standing on the ship. The pig's face changed greatly. Patriarch, how did you do it? He quickly spoke up and asked, are you okay? Ye Tian waved his hand and said, it's okay, let's take this to the other side. Yes. Shubao subconsciously said. Ye Tian nodded and said, come on, let's all board the ship. After speaking, use force under your feet. The ship slowly approached the shore. Through the lens of the drone, the audience in the live broadcast room can clearly see Ye Tian's appearance. I saw him with white beard and hair, wearing the same Zhongshan suit as 20 years ago, looking very thin. The barrage immediately began to discuss. Oh my goodness, isn't this old hero too powerful? That distance just now, it's 10 meters, right? Almost, it should be 10 meters from his position to the position of the ship. After he jumped up, the ship didn't shake. What kung fu? This Nima, even if she's a world champion, she can't do it. Good guy, really Nima, good guy. This is an old man over 100 years old, and I don't think even a 20-year-old boy can beat him. On this side of the live broadcast room. Soon, several people all boarded the ship. Zhixun, that guy is incredibly stupid. After rowing for half a day, the ship didn't move at all. What's even more outrageous is, I just scratched for a while. Sao Zhu and Zhi Xun were already panting heavily. You dolls are also in poor health. Ye Tian frowned and said. Several people all laughed bitterly. The barrage in the live broadcast room also laughed. Oh, you're being looked down upon by the old man for being a slut and a teacher. I feel like the old man's health is good. After all, those who practice martial arts and seek the Tao must have good health. Nonsense, do you really think he has no strength to bind chickens? Back then, dozens of devils were all killed. A mature and healthy old man. However, rowing does require a lot of effort. Yeah, I feel like the people rowing boats are all very healthy. TSK, robust. Zhixun and the prostitution teacher originally wanted to refute Ye Tian. At this point, another ship rushed up from behind them. The boat is rowed by an old man in his 50s. He stood there, just a moment, not a minute has passed. That ship has actually surpassed Zhixun and the others. Now, Zhixun and Sao Zhu suddenly felt embarrassed. On the barrage in the live broadcast room, the water enthusiasts also burst into laughter. No comparison, there's no harm. Compared to Zhixun and his team, this speed is like a slap in the face. Ye Tian can't bear to watch anymore. With a swaying figure, he came to the stern of the ship and said to the pig, give me the oars. Sao Zhu didn't know why, but instinctively handed the oar to Ye Tian. Take it over from Ye Tian. To Zhixun, don't move. Zhixun was somewhat surprised. The next moment, I saw the old man holding one oar in each hand and starting to row. Whoosh! 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 The speed of this ship suddenly became very fast. A few people quickly grabbed the side of the boat and let out a burst of screams. And the barrage in the live broadcast room. The audience is all dumbfounded. Sleeping slot. Well, the oars are made of iron, right? A oar weighs at least 100 pounds. He picked it up with one hand. Oh my goodness. Who said he's over 100 years old, deceiving ghosts? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This Nima. That's outrageous. At this moment, the audience was really scared. If Ye Tian's performance just now makes them think that this old man is old and strong. The strength he has shown now. It's completely unbelievable. This is actually an elderly person over 130 years old. It's even more impressive than a young man. They suddenly became excited. This season's live broadcast seems to be getting more and more interesting. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards. Seeking all kinds of support. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Empty space retrieval, shocking the whole network. 6. You are listening at novel full.audio. Although it's going against the current. But with the blessing of Ye Tian, the small boat was moving rapidly on the river like an arrow departing from its bow. Not for a while. They arrived at the place where the supplies were piled up. Because there are some cloudy and rainy days. So the supplies are covered with plastic sheeting. Ye Tian anchored the ship steadily to the shore. A few people secured the ship, we went ashore together. Oh my goodness, so fast, exclaimed the silly girl. Yeah, that's too fast. Zhixun nodded repeatedly. As for Sao Zhu and Su Bao, they have long admired each other with all their might. This old man is really amazing. Let's take something, I think it can't be packed all at once. Ye Tian glanced at those large boxes and said to the pig and the others. Let's move and take a look first. Sao Zhu also looked at the situation over there and wanted to say something. Shubao and Zhixun got off the ship to move the boxes. Daixiaomei stood at the bow of the boat to help and handed the box to the pig. And Ye Tian is at the stern, controlling the hull not to tilt. Soon. A few boxes were carried onto the ship. Let's go, that's all. No more, we won't be able to fit it. The pig looked at the situation and treated the crowd with kindness. Several people nodded one after another. Everyone boarded the ship and prepared to return. Old man, let's go back and row. Sao Zhu then said to Ye Tian. He is mainly worried that Ye Tian is getting older and his physical strength may not keep up. Even for a physically strong martial arts practitioner, with the weight of 5 people and the weight of all these things on the boat, traveling back and forth can really tire them out. Not to mention. Ye Tian is already over 130 years old. If one really gets tired, at least no one can bear this responsibility. In the live broadcast room, when the audience heard the words of the pig, they all agreed. That's right, soliciting teachers is really considerate. Old hero, take a break. At this age, it's very rare to have a body like this, so take care of yourself. Yes, please advise the old man. To be honest, even at the age of 70, I don't have the same body as someone else. This old man, standing there, exudes a majestic aura. When he was young, he must have been a handsome guy. To be honest, if I lived in the same era as him, I would marry him. When the audience in the live broadcast room releases bullet comments. On this side of the small boat. Ye Tian shook his head and said, it's okay, you guys sit still. Sao Zhu and Su Bao looked at each other, completely unaware that this old man was so stubborn. Sit firmly. And on Ye Tian's side, tell them to sit firmly. Release the cable and start rowing. The oars dance, waves surging, the small boat is like a sharp arrow, speed up on the river. At this moment, whether it's the 10 million water users in the entire live broadcast room, whether it's the audience in front of the screen, even including these guest hosts sitting on the ship, they were all shocked. Lying trough. This is too exaggerated. Why hasn't the speed of this ship decreased? Surprisingly, it's getting faster and faster. It took 10 minutes on the way just now. It only took 5 minutes to go back. Until Ye Tian parked the boat on the shore, several people had not yet regained their senses. It's here. Ye Tian's words finally calmed them down. So, that's it? Zhixun asked in surprise. Ye Tian nodded and said to the coquettish pig, I don't think you and Shubao need to go anymore. The girl also stays. I'll take Zhixun Wazi along. This is the truth. He is already very fast in rowing. Go there and pack the remaining boxes. Zhixun and him are enough. Sao Zhu and Su Bao looked at each other. Finally, I nodded. They watched as Ye Tian and Peng left. The three of them began to move these boxes to the mushroom house. In no time, Ye Tian and Zhixun pulled the remaining boxes back to the shore. Several young people began to move boxes. Ye Tian, on the contrary, did not help and just carried his hands behind them. In his opinion, these dolls are really weak, so they should exercise. Oh my! Walking, the silly little girl holding a large box in front accidentally mixed garlic under her feet and suddenly fell forward. She let out a scream of surprise. Although trying to balance my body. But the box in his hand flew out to the side. Speaking too late, hurry up then. Ye Tian, who was originally following her, suddenly lift your hand and grab at the box with one hand. Whoosh! The box that had already flown out. Surprisingly, it paused in mid-air. As if caught by an invisible hand. With Ye Tian's backward movement, he flew into his arms. What? This completely violates a scene in physics, suddenly ignited the barrage in the live broadcast room. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards, seeking various forms of support. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Zhixun goes away, we want to see our ancestors. You are listening at novel full.audio. Because of the sudden incident, apart from the audience, no one saw what happened. Even the person in question didn't pay any attention to what was going on. She just felt like she was tripped. Then he stumbled and the box in his hand slipped out. The next moment, that box actually appeared in Ye Tian's hand. And Sao Zhu and others, I heard the silly girl's cry. Turn your head. Seeing her standing there with a panicked expression, the box was held in Ye Tian's arms. Let's go, girl, pay attention to your feet. Ye Tian said lightly. Sao Zhu and others immediately understood what was going on and quickly grabbed the silly girl to thank them. In the live broadcast room, the audience is already crazy. Sleeping trough, what did I see? Taking things from space, is that taking things from space? This Nima. Oh my goodness. Wife, come out and see the gods. My mother asked me why I was kneeling to watch a variety show, and I said I got an arrow in my knee. That one just now, it was so handsome. Without saying a word, someone immediately started brushing up gifts in the live broadcast room. Moreover, some people have started sharing their live streaming rooms on social media platforms such as Moments, Weibo, and Tieba. This is the first time in the 5 seasons of the entire Shark live broadcast. To be honest, it used to be popular, but it's definitely not as popular as it is today. The number of online viewers in the live broadcast room has increased from 10 million to 13 million, and it is constantly increasing. Even the Weibo account of Shark Live has gained over 100,000 followers. Moreover, the barrage news today was incredibly lively. Go back to the old house. Sao Zhu and others began to sort out the things in the box. There are too many of these things. They waited for a long time to finish it. And during this period, Ye Tian returned to his room without any intention of helping, leaving them busy. Everyone thinks it's normal. They are already over 100 years old and have just personally rowed a boat to move things back and forth. Now let him do physical work. That will be punished by heaven. Finally, everything is packed up. Everyone finally has time to sit on chairs and rest for a while. This season, according to the plan, is to interact with the audience in the live broadcast room. Zhixun took out the pre-prepared live streaming equipment. Open your phone, with a smile, he said to the audience in the live broadcast room, "Hello everyone, this is the first time our Shark family has conducted a live broadcast. Thank you for your enthusiastic support. I saw many people brushing gifts, and I am really grateful. So, I will sing a song for everyone." What? 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 Full screen question marks on the bullet screen. Subsequently, an overwhelming amount of mockery came towards us. "Master, please leave." "Excuse me, teacher. Although I really like you, Zhixun, please leave. I want to see the old hero." "Grandfather, let grandfather come out quickly." "Zhixun, please invite the old man out, we need to see him." "Did you see the remote control in my hand, Zhixun? If the old man doesn't come out, I'll go watch other programs." "Zhixun, it doesn't matter if you sing. Can you point the camera at the old man?" "What?" Zhixun is completely confused. What is the situation? Why are you suddenly unpopular? However, with such good cultivation, he still smiled and said, "I know everyone is excited to see the old hero of the anti-Japanese war. But you should understand that Mr. Yi is so old and has just rowed with so much effort. Let him rest first. So, let me dance a breakdance for everyone." His words have just finished. The audience on the barrage rioted collectively. "What? Do you understand Chinese characters, Zhixun?" "No, Zhixun, what do you mean?" "I want to see the old man." "Zhixun, although I have been your fan for many years, could you please step aside? No need to sing or dance. I just want to see the old man, and I just want to ask him if he knows martial arts." The smile on Zhixun's face suddenly disappeared. This Nima. In other words, no one can bear it. The barrage throughout the live broadcast room was filled with messages urging him to leave. Some people have already made their speech particularly unpleasant. Taking a deep breath, Zhixun said helplessly, "Ladies and gentlemen, regarding the matter of the old man, let me say something here. He is an anti-Japanese hero, not someone from the live streaming industry. Our program team is staying here, on the one hand for filming, and on the other hand, we also want to have more interaction with the old man and take care of him. Don't keep shouting about him appearing on camera. What an old man of this age needs is rest. We are the elderly, we are the young, and we are the young. I think you all understand this principle." The Sao Zhu and Su Bao on the side also nodded one after another. The silly little girl looked at Zhixun with admiration on her face. The audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help but laugh bitterly. This Nima. What do you say? Do you still need rest? Have you ever seen a centenarian who needs to rest and directly retrieves things from the air? And at this moment, Ye Tian walked out. He's a bit thirsty, looking at a table not far away. there is a water cup and a teapot. Give a hand gesture. Whoosh. Whoosh. The cup and teapot flew directly into his hands. The barrage is exploding again. What? 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 God is getting old and needs rest. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards. Today's flowers can reach 1,000, and 10 more will be sent. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Ancestor, kneel down for you. 8. Seek. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ye Tian effortlessly poured a glass of water and casually placed the teapot beside him. I took a sip from my water glass. Lift your head, I saw Zhixun staring at me in amazement. Their eyes, full of shock and a look of surprise. It's like I just did something shocking just now. Both sides stared at each other for a full 10 seconds. No one spoke. Finally, Ye Tian blinked his eyes and slowly bent down, making himself look a bit shorter. He deliberately coughed a few times. Cough, well, I'm a bit tired this afternoon. It's like I feel more like an elderly person. Zhixun was speechless. Old man, are you treating me like a fool? Gaga. At this point, the duck named Xiaodeng suddenly started quacking. The water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room all laughed, crazy barrage scrolling. Ha ha ha, I'm laughing to death. Really, I have cramps in my stomach. The old man is too funny and even coughs intentionally. He probably thought it looked very weak like this. To be honest, his acting skills are not very good. Both Zhixun and Daixiaomei can be his teachers now. I'm laughing to death, I'm a bit tired this afternoon. I really feel like this is not a stunt, it seems like internal qigong. Inside the house, Zhixun has no time to watch the barrage at all. He stared at Ye Tian in amazement. After being watched by Zhixun like a giant panda for so long, Ye Tian finally said, I have to say, I'm just thirsty and want to drink a glass of water. Do you believe me? Zhixun blinked his eyes. Old man, are you a martial arts practitioner or a martial arts wizard? He asked. Upon hearing this, Ye Tian smiled and said, actually, there's no difference. Those who wander in the martial arts world have more skills than they can handle. Puff. The audience in the live broadcast room burst into laughter again. God's special skills are not overwhelming. Does this old man mean he comes from cross.talk? And at this moment. No, why is the popularity of our live broadcast room so high? And surprisingly, it even made it to the Weibo hot search, said Sao Zhu in surprise, holding his phone just now. Everyone was busy tidying up the yard, and no one really noticed this. Even Zhixun didn't notice. The audience in the live broadcast room is not several million in the past, but more than 10 million now. Hear his words. Zhixun looked at the culprit in front of him and sighed helplessly. I think I know what's going on. Speaking. He said to Sao Zhu and Su Bao, didn't you just see what happened? No, there isn't. A few people were confused. Only Zhixun saw the scene when Ye Tian came out to fetch water just now. Everyone else is busy with other things. Zhixun looked at Ye Tian and said, Old man, can you help me get a glass of water? He intended to show these unseen people what Ye Tian really has. Ye Tian naturally has no objection. At this moment, the water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room were nervously staring at the screen. What you didn't see just now, everyone is waiting to see Ye Tian's performance. Everyone thinks that he will once again demonstrate how to retrieve objects from space. Result: Ye Tian walked slowly to the front of the table. Sleeping slot. I'm laughing to death. At this moment, please find the psychological shadow area of Zhixun. I thought he would pick up things from space, but he took a walk. I tricked him into being a monkey. This old man is so interesting. Well, this looks quite old-fashioned. That's right, that's right. On this side of the old house, I saw that Zhixun dared to let Ye Tian work. Sao Zhu's face immediately darkened and he said, Zhixun, is that how I taught you? Xubao also glared at Zhixun and said, nonsense. How could our ancestors defeat anyone for you? Even the silly little girl who has always admired him has a suspicious look in her eyes. Zhixun wants to cry without tears. He just wanted to prove that the scene he just watched was so. Ye Tian has already poured water here. Zhixun, who looked pitifully. Ye Tian casually said, Zhixun, are you still drinking? Upon hearing this, Sao Zhu hurriedly said, no need, old man, let him pour water himself. Yeah, don't be busy anymore. Xubao also quickly said. Ancestor, I was wrong. I'll take it myself. Zhixun said with a helpless expression on his face. He is completely speechless. Stealing a chicken will not erode the rice, you're talking about yourself. It's okay, just stand still and I'll deliver it to you, Ye Tian said casually. Don't. Seeing this, Sao Zhu quickly waved his hand and said, you are so old, how could you kindly ask him to take it on his own? Fei, you look down on my old man, don't you? Ye Tian gave the pig a glare. Say it. He casually lifted his hand, in front of everyone's eyes, the cup filled with water unexpectedly flew up. Then I saw Ye Tian's hand slowly pushing towards the position where Zhixun was. That cup of water flew towards Zhixun bit by bit. The entire process. Ye Tian never moved his feet at all. And that cup of water, until it fell into Zhixun's hands, there was never a drop spilled. What? Lying trough. This Nima can also do it. Take it. I really took it. Kneel down to my ancestors. At this moment, the barrage in the live broadcast room has gone crazy. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards and support. 1,000 flowers make 10 more. Excuse me, is anyone reading this book? Could you please provide more opinions? The issue with the introduction has already been revised. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Is this human drink? 9. Seeking flower reviews. You are listening at novel full.audio. Everyone was stunned. At this moment, Ye Tian, if you change into a big coat and tie up your hair, you will definitely look like a Tai Chi master. The moment Zhixun took the water glass, Ye Tian withdrew his posture. At this moment, even Sao Zhu looked at Ye Tian with a look of admiration on his face. No wonder that village chief uncle, when mentioning this old ancestor, couldn't conceal his fervent admiration. In that chaotic era, this person's appearance was really like a ray of light in the dark night. Illuminated the future of Taoyuan village. Holding a water glass, Zhixun asked Ye Tian with a serious expression on his face, old man, have you really practiced? Ye Tian smiled at the words. But without answering him, he turned around and walked towards the inner room. But when we walked to the door, Ye Tian paused for a moment and then said, the way is understandable, it is extraordinary. There are some things that can be believed, but if you don't believe them, there is none. Then he went straight into the house. The barrage in the live broadcast room suddenly exploded. Here we go, the old man's pretentious moment. Indeed, he exudes a master's demeanor. So you believe that I am a master, and I am a master. This Nima, this is definitely a master. That scene just now, even a movie cannot be filmed. This season's live broadcast is so exciting. Yeah, this is only the first episode. I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't even understand how he did it just now. I think it's Qi, it's the legendary internal Qi. It's possible that he is a true master-level expert. I'm really looking forward to what those outside masters will say. Laughing to death, Zhixun and the others are still daydreaming. Hurry up and take a screenshot to see the expressions of Zhixun and Sao Zhu. Stupid little girl is also very interesting. The people on Shark Live had no idea about the audience in the live broadcast room, so they took screenshots of their expressions. Looking at Ye Tian's back. Xiubao lifted his head and exchanged a glance with Sao Zhu. That's amazing. The coquettish pig blurted out and debuted. Yeah, I feel like there must be something else, Xiubao said. He looked at the barrage and felt that what the audience was saying seemed to have some meaning. And at this moment, the number of viewers in the live broadcast room has reached a terrifying 15 million. This is the most watch time in the history of Shark Live streaming. On the program team side, I'm already crazy right now. The director waved the phone in his hand and roared loudly, "Server, add more servers to me." Also, the drone is aimed at the old man, no matter what he does, it must be filmed. Where is the promotion? Send me a close-up photo of the old man on Weibo and seize the hot search. He is really excited. This is definitely a once.In.A. lifetime opportunity. Ye Tian's identity is placed there. No one will have any hostility towards a real hero. Even if someone slanders him, it will soon be despised by true patriots. That's a living legendary hero. Taking advantage of this trend, if Shark Live cannot reach its peak and become the top variety show in China, the director thinks he can die in a house named Yuranju. Although the surprise brought by Ye Tian did indeed shock Sao Zhu and others, but they quickly suppressed their doubts in their hearts. Normal shooting has started. After all, they are all veteran live streaming enthusiasts, so many viewers are watching, live streaming still needs to be continued. Everyone first tidied up the room and placed the luggage in different positions. Then they sat around the table chatting. I think we should soak our feet at night, the suggestion put forward by Sao Zhu quickly received a response from everyone. Su Bao nodded and said, when the time comes, both of us will have a kettle and add water to it. A few people all laughed. At this moment, Ye Tian also walked out of his room. Ancestor, would you like to have a cup of tea? Sao Zhu took out the tea he brought from home and asked Ye Tian when. Sure. Ye Tian nodded. He slept soundly for 20 years, and it's really been a long time since he drank tea. Daixiaomei brought a teacup, and Zhixun stood up and took a kettle filled with hot water. Xiubao poured the tea into the kettle and brewed a pot of tea for everyone. Here, you try it. Hand the first cup of tea to Ye Tian, and Su Bao pours another cup for the others. Zhixun, let me tell you, this is your dinner, it's called scraping oil tea. Watching Zhixun take a sip, Sao Zhu casually smiled and said. A few people couldn't help but laugh. After all, when I come to the countryside, the food is definitely worse than in the city. Especially this season, it seems that the conditions are not very good. And Ye Tian finally picked up the cup of tea in front of him and took a sip. Pooh! The next moment, he vomited his tea directly into the nearby trash can. Is this also human drink? Ye Tian looked at the coquettish pig and said, you big fat guy. When I saw you playing games back then, your face was clear and your eyes were beautiful. Why have you become so bad now? What? The pig looked bewildered. Even the audience in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. What is the situation? P.S. Dear readers, please leave a message in the book review and vote for a fresh flower review. Please give a reward. Kneeling for all kinds of support. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Tea cakes weighing tens of thousands of pounds, 10, seeking. You are listening at novel.Audio. The feeling that Ye Tian gives people, he has always been a gentle and refined outsider. Speaking of it. The reason why the audience likes Ye Tian so much. To a large extent, it's because the image of this old hero really fits the temperament of Taoyuan village. You should know. The biggest feature of this season's live broadcast, compared to the feeling of advertising sponsorship in the third and fourth seasons, is a return to nature. Although not to the extent of picking chrysanthemums under the eastern fence, leisurely appearing in the southern mountains. But it has become a picturesque countryside with hundreds of steps between the shore and no miscellaneous trees. I won't say anything else. Along the way, peach blossoms stand tall, yellow rapeseed flowers shine brightly, uneven fields, and neatly arranged crops, coupled with the distant smoke from the kitchen, nestled against the mountains and by the water, the smoke shrouded in a new green before my eyes. Quiet and peaceful, with the smell of fireworks rushing in. There is not even tap water in the yard, it relies on an old-fashioned squeeze pump. There is also a traditional stove for burning firewood. Previously, when the pig was boiling hot water, a blower was used to support the combustion, and it also used a very old-fashioned large iron pot. Moreover, there is no rice cooker here. Cooking rice is done in a steaming bowl style. Put an appropriate amount of rice and water in a bowl and steam it in the pot also. Here, you can only drink water in a young porcelain jar and wash your feet in a foreign porcelain basin. In this situation, the appearance of Ye Tian. Let all the audience feel as if they have returned to the original pastoral scenery. An ancestor, with two middle-aged and younger generations, and two children, lived in such a place. What else is more heartwarming than this scene? But just now, Ye Tian actually started scolding the naughty pig. What the hell is going on here? What? What does it mean? Isn't the tea of the slutty pig so bad? Did you make the hidden camera in advance? I don't think so. Look at their expressions. Everyone was surprised. This old man is too difficult to serve, isn't it just a sip of tea? Yeah, getting older is just being pretentious. Old man, who are you? Sao Zhu is a person who likes to drink tea, but he sincerely shares the tea he brought from home with everyone. How could it become tea that no one drinks? Ye Tian gave the pig a glare. Stand up and walk towards the door. Everyone is curious. After a moment, Ye Tian walked back with a pack of tea cakes. Try this. Throw this tea cake to the pig casually, Ye Tian said indifferently. What is this? Sao Zhu looked at the tea cake in his hand and saw that its body was thick and deep chestnut-colored, with long and flat strands and thick white hair. It was obvious that the tea leaves and stems were integrated, which was very natural and beautiful. Moreover, there are deep concave marks on the cake surface. Buried on a blue letter with a white background, 5 centimeters long and 6 centimeters wide, flying inside, the owner Huang Wenqing Jin Bai was inscribed on it. Huang Wenqing. Seeing this name, Shubao smiled and said to the coquettish pig, "Teacher, this name sounds familiar to me." The pig nodded and frowned, feeling that he had heard the name somewhere before. What sounds familiar to me is a good child. When I helped him a few times, he gave me a lot of tea. Hurry up and make tea, Ye Tian said impatiently. Look at how urgent he is urging. The naughty pig didn't dare to slack off and quickly started brewing tea. Those who truly know how to brew tea are those who value technique. Sao Zhu is obviously a master who has been indulging in sexual activity for many years. Not for a while. A strong aroma of tea floated in the room. How fragrant! Zhixun subconsciously said. Although I don't understand tea, but he has a nose. The tea brought by our ancestors is indeed more fragrant to brew than the tea brought out by our teacher. Soon, the tea is ready to be brewed. Try it all. Ye Tian said to several people. Everyone poured a cup of tea and picked up their cups to drink. Oh. Hiss. Coincidentally, several people all let out surprised voices. Looking at the naughty pig again. He was already stunned. How about this tea, how does it compare to yours? Ye Tian looked at the coquettish pig and asked lightly. The pig laughed bitterly at the words. That's right, your old man is right. Compared to your tea, mine is indeed not something that people drink. He said sincerely. The audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. What kind of person is Sao Zhu? That is one of the most knowledgeable men in the broadcasting industry. Always proud and proud. The person who can make him convinced can be counted with one hand in the entire circle. But now, unexpectedly facing an old man with white hair and giving up. How good is this tea? The next moment, a message on the barrage caught everyone's attention. I found out that Huang Wenxing is the owner of Tongchang Tea House. Tongchang Tea House. That's right. That's one of the most famous tea houses during the Republic of China period, famous for pu'er tea. Oh my goodness. Isn't that to say, this tea has been around for many years? Didn't you hear what our ancestors just said? It was a gift from Huang Wenxing, in other words, this tea leaves will last for at least 90 years. My mother, how much is the 90-year-old pu'er worth? He, I dare not say anything else, at least buying a house in a typical third-tier city is enough. Sleeping slot. This is too valuable. The barrage in the live broadcast room instantly became lively. No one expected it. This old man, the tea cake he casually took out is worth a house. Isn't that even more expensive than gold? P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking reward support. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.